was Hamlet. I was Hamlet. I stood at the shore and the surf. Blah, blah, blah.
It's called the Hamletmachine, but the name is as close as this play gets to anything Shakespearean. In the words of German playwright Heiner Müller, Hamletmachine is the shrunken head of the Hamlet tragedy.
Horatio, do you know me? Are you my friend? Horatio, if you know me, how can you be my friend?
With 4 Hamlets, you too could be confused.
I want to cram the corpse down the latrine so the palace will choke in royal shit.
Theatrical catharsis or group psychotherapy. Critics of free theatre say it's contrived confusion, but this group says it's the real thing.
Exit Polonius!
Conventional theatre is often a kind of status symbol for a middle-class audience. We take risks, real risks. We do actually, when we start doing a production, we do go on a journey of exploring things.
Please follow us to the Great Hall.
As the drama unfolds, the audience is asked to change stage sets as well as mindsets.
I am Ophelia. I am Ophelia.
And so is she, and she, and she.
Ophelia.
Enough Ophelias to fill a river. Coping with 10 is no easy task, and to make matters worse, one of the Hamlets has an identity crisis.
I want to be a woman.
With the gender transformation out of the way, Hamlet number 2 spits the dummy.
I won't play along anymore.
And it's not just the characters that can't take the heat.
People get very angry and they get furious. Like in the United States, we heard a couple were separating for a day because the husband said, it's terrible, it's awful, and the wife, she came back 3 times to the performance, and she was very thrilled by it, yes.
And to quote from the script, I go home and kill the time at one with my undivided self.
Television, the daily nausea.
Nausea!
Of prefabricated babble, of decreed cheerfulness.
They've got to be talking about state television. Just in case you're wondering how it all ends.
This is Electra speaking.
This is Electra speaking.
In the heart of darkness, under the sun
of torture.
This may be free theatre, but you still have to pay to see it.
I
Peter Cronshaw,
reject
3 National News.
all the sperm I have received.
Right, we're wrong.
Okay, number 1, most importantly, free theatre. What is it all about?
Yeah, it's difficult to say because free theatre means free, you know. So it can be about anything. It, in fact, is about not being caught in the usual kind of commercial way that conventional theatre is caught in. So we can do anything we want.
Conventional theatre, what's that and how do you rate it?
Conventional theatre is often a kind of status symbol for a middle-class audience. They go there because one goes there, a certain kind of class goes there. And it also is, if they take any risks, it's the kind of risky, kind of, there's the sex fiend in Christchurch at the moment. That's possibly the kind of thing that people want at the moment, but it is not very risky. It's giving the audiences what the audiences want.
In one word, how would you sum it up?
Boring.
As simple as that?
Yep.
And what makes free theatre more challenging? How does it differ?
Because we take risks, real risks. We we do actually, when we start doing a production, we do go on a journey of exploring things. And obviously we don't want to bore an audience. We want to achieve something which is as exciting to them as it was to us. But we only find excitement in challenging ourselves, going to our own limits. So our actors will be pushed. Sometimes it's not an easy process. We push ourselves all the time. We don't know what's going on. We come to a conclusion after a while, and we come to an experience that we then want to share with our audiences.
Take a play like Hamletmachine. Who is in control?
Obviously, the directors are in control, but the directors work with an audience. In a way, they train an audience, they improvise with an audience, they free an audience of their own kind of preconceptions of theatre. And out of these improvisations comes something which they didn't know would come out of it. And they then fix that and surprise the actors themselves with what they have achieved creatively. And we hope this surprise will swap over to the audience.
Is there a rule there where you have to expect the unexpected? I mean, where you're challenging the audience all the time?
Yeah, that is true. But on the other hand, you see, you cannot, this kind of theatre often becomes a wanking kind of business when it stops in the middle. I think what you have to do, you have to go to the end, you have to make, in the end, you have to fix it into into something which is very much a conscious thing again, after it came out of improvisation, whatever. But it has to be very controlled in the end, so that the audience is given something which is a form of art, which is theatre.
Your critics, do you think it goes over the head of a lot of people, firstly? I think I don't like the word head anyway. I think the kind of theatre that we do comes actually out of somewhere else. It comes out of the hips, out of other parts of the body. The talking head theatre of the British tradition is not what we want to do. So I think everybody who has a body and acknowledges that they have a body will get something out of it. A lot of people say the couch potatoes, the people who don't experience theatre a lot, would walk in and say, holy shit, what a load of crap. How would you react to that?
I wouldn't agree. I would say the couch potatoes would love it, because, I mean, who wants to be a couch potato all the time?
So this is sort of expanding their horizon?
It's talking about television, in some ways.
Do you see it as a challenge? The audience is challenged?
Certainly it's a challenge, but I mean, if nothing is interesting, it is not a challenge.
That's fine. Unless there's anything else you'd like to add?
Sure, that's fine with me.
I was Hamlet.
I was Hamlet. I stood at the shore and talked with the surf. Blah, blah, blah. The ruins of Europe in back of me.
I was Hamlet. I stood at the shore and talked with the surf. Blah, blah, blah. The ruins of Europe in back of me. I was Hamlet. I stood at the shore and talked with the surf. Blah, 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 blah. The ruins of Europe in back of me.
I was Hamlet. I stood at the shore and talked with the surf. Blah, blah, blah. The ruins of Europe in back of me. I was Hamlet. I was Hamlet.
and widow, a couple. The councillors, goose-stepping behind the high-ranking carcass's coffin, boiling with badly paid grief. The bells tolled, the state funeral. Murderer and widower, couple.
The councillors, goose-stepping behind the high-ranking carcass's coffin, bawling with
badly grief. Who is the corpse in the hearse, about whom there's such a hue and cry? 'Tis the corpse of the great giver of alms. Who is the corpse in the hearse,
about whom there's such a hue and cry? 'Tis the corpse of the great giver of alms.
The lane formed by the populace, creation of his statecraft. Creation of his statecraft. He was a man. He took them all. For all. I stopped the funeral procession. I stopped the funeral procession. I pried open the coffin with my sword. I pried open the coffin with my sword. The blade broke, yet with the blunt end, the blade broke. Yet with the blunt end, yet with the blunt end, I succeeded. Yet with the blunt end, I succeeded. And I dispensed my dead procreator. The blade broke. Yet with the blunt end, I succeeded, and I dispensed my dead procreator.
Flesh likes to keep the company of flesh.
Among the buns around me. Flesh likes to keep the company of flesh among the bums around me. The mourning turned into rejoicing, the rejoicing into lip smacking. On top of the empty coffin.
On top of the empty coffin, the murderer hooped! Hooped! The widow.
Let me help you up, uncle. Open your legs, mama. Let me help you up, uncle. Open your legs, mama. I laid down on the ground and listened to the world doing its step and turn with putrefaction.
I lay down on the ground.
I lay down on the ground.
And
I
listened
lay down
to the world
on the ground.
doing
I lay
its
down
turns.
and
Doing
listen
its turns.
listen
To
to
the
the world
world
doing its turn.
in step with
putrefaction. With putrefaction. I'm good, Hamlet. Give me a cause for grief. Oh, spare myself!
Women should be sewed up.
Women should be sewed up.
A world without mothers.
A world without mothers.
Women should be sewed up.
A world without mothers. We could butcher each other in peace and quiet. And with some confidence. With some confidence.
becomes too long for us, or our throats too tight, or our screams. What do you want of me? Is one state funeral not enough for you? You old sponger.
Flesh are the next to come, to latch unto this.
Since the world is spinning, Lord, break my neck while I'm falling from an alehouse bench. Lord, break my neck while I'm falling from an alehouse bench. Shall I, as is the custom,
Stick a piece of iron into the nearest flesh
on the next to come,
to latch unto this.
since the world is spinning? Lord, break my neck while I'm falling from an alehouse bench. Lord, break my neck while I'm falling from an alehouse bench. Shall I, as is the custom,
Stick a piece of iron into the nearest flesh
on the next to come,
to latch unto this.
since the world is spinning? Lord, break my neck while I'm falling from an alehouse bench. Lord, break my neck while I'm falling from an alehouse bench. Horatio!
Enter Horatio.
Enter Horatio, confidant of my thoughts so full of blood, since the morning is curtained by the empty sky.
Enter Horatio. You're too late, my friend, for your paycheck. No part for you in this, my tragedy.
Horatio, do you know me?
Are you my friend, Horatio?
If you know me, how can you be my friend?
Do you want to play Polonius, who wants to sleep with his daughter, the delightful Ophelia? Here she enters, right on cue. Look how she shakes her ass. A tragic character.
Horatio, Polonius! I knew you're an actor.
I knew you were an actor.
I knew you're an actor.
I am too.
I am too.
I am too.
I'm playing Hamlet.
I'm playing Hamlet.
I'm playing Hamlet.
A wall is growing between us. Look what's growing from that wall.
Exit Polonius!
Exit Polonius!
My mother, the bride, her breasts a rose bed, her womb the snake pit.
And Have you forgotten your lines, Mama? I'll prompt you.
Wash the murder off your face, my prince.
And offer the new Denmark your glad eye. I'll change you back. Now, I tie your hands behind your back with your bridal veil, since I'm sick of your embrace.
Now, I tear the wedding dress. Now, I smear the shreds of the wedding dress with the dust my father turned into, and
with the soiled shreds, your face, your belly, your breasts. Now, I take you, my mother, in his, my father's invisible tracks. I stifle your screams with my lips.
do you recognize the fruit of your womb? Now go to your wedding, whore.
In the broad Danish sunlight, which shines on the living and the dead.
I want to cram the corpse down the latrine, so the palace will choke in royal shit.
Then, let me eat your heart, Ophelia, which is weeping my tears. Please follow us to the Great Hall. Please follow us to the Great Hall.
The one. The one. The one. The one. The one. The one. The river didn't peep.